say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man. We're going to have a banger today. We're going to be talking about, the unelected officials. Where is my camera? We got Black Guy 9 in the house, ready to go. Boy, ready to go. Let me go ahead and put that up here. Where my camera at? Yeah, there's my camera. Hat. Okay. Oops. Got to have my, where my hat at? Oh, no. I almost went live. Got to have my hat on. Y'all know what I do. I can't start no live stream without wearing my MAGA cap. All right. So there we go. That's better. Act like you know. Yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, I tell you, boy, and that's in 4 days. Look at that camera. Look at that, boy. We got Black Guy 9 in the house. There it is. Yep. And do what Black Guy 9 says. Hit the like button, There we go. Hit that like button. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and get into it. It's something that I've been meaning to talk about for quite some time, right? We are talking about the unelected officials, right? That think that they have a bigger voice than our president that we all know and love, and that's Donald J. Trump. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, we're going to talk about it. Some of you guys may know who this woman is. She ain't by herself. There's many others, and things. Let me go here and cue up my video here. There we go. Yep, because we already know of what's been going on here. So, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get into it. Let me get into, let me do this little video first, and then we'll go ahead and get into it.
Say lightly. I don't like having to say it, but it needs to be said. The Senate parliamentarian, Elizabeth McDonough, needs to be fired.
Some Republicans are calling for a...
Oh, there's some music in there, guys. Sorry about that. All right. So, therefore, he's talking about Elizabeth McDonough, right? So, we're going to go ahead and get into it, ladies and gentlemen. He's talking about this person, this woman right here. Oh, man. Yeah, so as you guys come in here, we're going to go ahead on and break it on down. Just give me one moment here. Let me see here. What should I do here? I got an idea. Just give me one moment, ladies and gentlemen. That way it makes it a little bit more impactful. I like to put up the thumbnails. All right, let me go ahead and do this first. We put the thumbnail up here. So that way everybody know what I'm saying. What are we talking about here? We got it covered. And for those that are just coming in for the first time, please subscribe, also you can make your comments and stuff. You may know who this woman is, and many of you may not, but we're going to go over it. Just give me one moment. I got to put up the thumbnail. I like throwing, oh, there she is. There she is. There we go. There we go. Got to throw that thumbnail up there. Yep. There we go. Deep state, right? Unelected bureaucracy. That's what it should have been said, but it's all good. Either way, we're going to go ahead on and address it and talk about it. Yeah. So you guys coming in the room, I thank you guys very much. There y'all go. There you go. And my mod squad, I appreciate you guys. Joe Mama, who's always meant to call Joe Mama the watcher, He's always watching, Watching. I got to do that echo thing until I get that set up, Shout out to Joe Mama. Let me give a shout out to my mods. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my mod squad, you know what I'm saying? You got to always have your mods, you know what I'm saying? Yep, hold on for a minute. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to the mod squad.
I would like to give a shout out to the mod squad, starting with Black Guy 9, Jason Beatrice, that is a member, Brian Reedy, that is a member, Coconuts R's Real, that is a member, Stewart 2004, Texas Jane with her 6 shooters, that is a member, Man USA 1, that is a member, Domish 3332, Denise Farmer, Cheryl Schultz, Dana, Slicknick 68, Not Your Mama But Joe Mama, that is a member, Omega, Howard, Special, thanks to Tanya Zimmer, and Paul Ace.
All right, there that is. So we got that out the way. Shout out to all of them. All right, and then we're going to do an attention here as well, too.
Attention all trolls. Please refrain from cussing, racial slurs, and treats of violence. All violators will be timed out for 10 minutes. If it continues, you will be removed for 24 hours. Thank you. Chandria.
I appreciate it, Chandria. So I'm supposed to say threat, but it's all good. Oh, man. All right, it's all good. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to be addressing this unelected official, right? She goes by the name of Elizabeth McDoffin, right? McDoffin, right? She is the current parliamentarian, right, of the United States Senate. She is not a senator, first and foremost. The senator parliamentarian is a nonpartisan appointed staff position, not a elected office, right? That serves as the chamber expert, right? Advisor on Senate rules, right? Man, boy, I tell you, the parliamentarian procedure and legislative process, right? Here's the key details. Appointed in by 2012, right? The Senate Majority Leader, which was at the time Harry Reid. She was the first woman to hold the role and has served under both Democratic and Republican majorities, right? She is a member of an office, right? Sit on the Senate diocese, right? During the session and advise the proceedings, right? Office, etc. Vice president to presidents, right? Presiding, officer. Vice presidents, president, pro, right? Oh my goodness. Tempore or another senator, right? On procedural matters. Her office have also handled tasks like referring bills to committees and proceeding, right? Rules such as the Byrd Rule for budget, right? Consolidation, right? Let's see here. What else? Her rulings are advisory to the Senate, can overrun them with a vote, but they carry significant weight during her expertise. Right? Here it is. Historical, this position was formally created in 1935 McDonough is the 8th person, ladies and gentlemen, to hold it. Some serve as non-consecutive terms. She previously worked in the office starting in 1999. She has been the news recently for ruling on the budget, reconciliation packages, right, and other legislation, sometimes drawing criticism from lawmakers on both sides. When her interpretations, hold on for a minute, guys. Wait a moment. Hold on for a minute. We're going to get down to it. Just bear with your brother for a minute.
Interpretations.
That's what I thought. Block certain provisions, right? So here it is, though, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about her, right? We're going to talk about what she's been doing. She don't like Trump. She don't like the big, beautiful bill and what she have went in. Anything that the Democrats hate, she's going to stop it, right? This is an unelected official in the bureaucracy that want to undermine, block, and stop, right? And really, these people want to destroy our republic, which is the United States of America, right? Boy, I tell you, man, So she's been getting a lot of, I guess you could say, being not just exposed, because she's been doing this stuff for a long time. She do not like Trump whatsoever, and she wants to stop him, right? And I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you for subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and leave me a review. Today, we're going to be talking about something that doesn't even get attention: the unofficial people, ladies and gentlemen, who stand in the way of America's first policies. These aren't always politicians that you see on TV. They are bureaucracy, right? We're talking about the bureaucrats, insiders, the so-called experts who quietly block, delay, or kill the agenda voters actually want, right? We are starting, right, with one of the names that have been making headlines, and that's Elizabeth McDonough, right? The Senate parliamentarian, right? So we're going to get down into it. Listen, folks, Elizabeth McDonough, right, is not elected, as I said before. She wasn't chosen by the American people. She was appointed back in 2012, once again, by Harry Reid, right? Went over this stuff already, right? So this is basically what it is. The problem with these unelected gatekeepers, one woman in a suit sitting in the dais, right, can tie the hands of the people who actually voted for her. She serves, right, at the pressure of the majority leader, yet she has been there through multiple administrations, acting like she's above it, right? Above it all. That's not how republic is supposed to work, right? The Senate can overrule her, but the process is a waste of time and energy that should go forward fixing our country, right? The bigger than just one person. There's a whole network of unofficial, right, power players standing against the American first agenda, right? Career bureaucrats, right? And agencies like the FBI, the DOJ, the EPA. You guys know these alphabet boys, right? Who slow walk or saboteur. We got provocateurs and saboteurs of the Trump administration, right? These directives, right? We saw it in the first term with leaks and anonymous ops, right? Endless investigations. They don't run office, but they sure act like they run the government. See what I'm saying? These positions, ladies and gentlemen, have no merit. But these were people that were in the dark. They're in the light now. They're not hidden no more. Trump exposed the whole thing. He said he was going to drain the swamp, and that's what he's doing. You seeing all these swamp creatures, you know, Elizabeth McDonough, you know what I'm talking about. She also is being seen, These swampy creatures. Boy, I tell you, man. So out of the abyss, here they are. You know what I'm saying? We are looking at them, right? Then at this point, they don't really care anyway. Then you got the activist judges, right? That's another one, right? And certain federal court staffers, right? Who uses procedural tricks, ladies and gentlemen, and nationwide injunctions to block executive orders on immigration, right? Energy, education. These people, ladies and gentlemen, were behind the whole thing. Now that the mask is off, we see these swampy creatures. We see what they're trying to do, right? They want to protect their criminal organization, which is also leading against the American people, right? One judge in one district can halt policy for the entire country, while American first reforms get tied up in court for years. They doing this stuff. We call it lawfare, right? We all know what it is now. Don't forget the so-called mainstream media, which we've been called them out, right? Analysis and former officials, turn cable news contributors, right? They sharp, right? Or they shape the narrative, pressure lawmakers, right? And create the political cover for these insider roadblocks, right? And let's be real, ladies and gentlemen, big tech content moderators, right? And fact checkers who suppress stories that help America first candidates. This is the thing about it. They suppress these stories with these BS fact checkers. You think we're going to believe anything? Chat GBT and all the rest of them? Political warriors? We're not going to believe in this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Why? You know what I'm saying? Because we have seen the history of their agenda is to be against the American first people. The people, we already made a choice. We all voted for Trump, and they've been butthurt and angry and mad ever since, right? These people aren't on the ballot first and foremost, but they wield real influence, right? They thrive in the shadows of Washington, where accountability is low and revolving door to lobbyist firms and think tanks is wide open. This is one of the main reasons why you have some people that are turned off of politics, because they feel whether I vote Democrat or Republican, my voice is not going to be heard. And I was one of those people for the longest time before Trump, right? Because it was nothing but WWE. I always said that. No matter if you were for Hulk Hogan or for the other side, right? This is how they play. But if you got that, Macho Man Randy Savage and all the rest of them, Jake the Snake Roberts and all the rest of them, you know everybody is cool behind the scenes. And that's basically what it is. The rhinos are cool with who? They're cool with these old low-down-ass Democrat communists, right? Because the rhinos, meaning Republican in name only, and I want this to be known, right, that these Republicans in name only, right, just like you have Tom Massey, right? And you have John Thune the buffoon. These are examples. Bill Cassidy, you know? You have people and many more that were rhinos. They didn't never do anything to help real Americans, right? They went along, we know what it is, and a lot of other things, prestige and wealth and so forth. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. America, right? At the point, I want the point is simple, right? We voted for change. We voted for secure borders. What else? We voted for energy dominance, right? These are the things that Trump ran on, right? Economical strength and government that work for citizens, right? Not outsiders, right? But as long as the unelected officials like Elizabeth McDowan, right, and others in the parliament, bureaucracy can stand in the way, real progress get harder than it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? This woman should be shut down. She's a gatekeeper, right? And we're going to go over what she has blocked and stopped. So therefore, you guys may be made aware of it. Some of you guys know who this woman is, right? If you're a Generation Xer, maybe millennial, you know who she is if you follow politics, right? So we're going to get down to it. So let's look at and see what she has been against. Remember, I gave you the clue about the big, beautiful bill, right? That was one of the big things. What's in the big, beautiful bill? We're talking about the Secret Service White House security funding, right? Which is a major blocked or restrictive provisions, right? Ruled that $1 billion for Secret Service Secret Service funding that tied to a proposed to the White House ballroom renovation, right? Violated the Byrd rule, right? Must be budgetary, not policy. Trump publicly criticized this, right? What else she was against? We already know immigration and border security, right? Multiple attempts to include stricter immigration enforcement, right? Deportation funding and the border walls, measuring and reconciliation bills were limited or stripped, ladies and gentlemen, because they were deemed to be non-budgetary, right? This is what she's saying. What about Medicaid and entitlement reforms, right? Provisions aimed to tighten the work requirements, reducing certain expansions, right? Or making structural change to the Medicaid, right? Often got blocked or heavily restricted under the Byrd rule once again, right? What about energy and environmental policy change, right? Attempts to fast track fossil fuel, permitting, right? We're talking about repeal, right, of the green energy mandates. All these things is what Trump and what we voted for, right? And block the EPA, right? Regulations. This is the things that was ruled out under her, right? What about the tax and tariffs related policies, right? Right? Some border policies change tied to Trump tariff plans or tax reform didn't qualify for the simple majority passage. This is what she was against. She was against, of course, she's against voter ID, right? Election integrity measures, right? McDonough, right? Has advised that certain election-related provisions, like nationwide voter ID requirements, are subject to filibusters and cannot bypass it. Although the reconciliation, right? These rulings came during the budget reconciliation process, the big beautiful bill, or the multi-trillion-dollar package, where the Byrd rules strictly limit that on what can be passed with a 50 vote instead of 60. Anything deeming extra enormous, right, not primary budgetary, get removed or forces a slower legislative path, right? So McDonough, right, note she has blocked Democrat policies in the past too, right? Minimum wage hikes, right? So, immigration amnesty pathways, right? Which I'm all for that. But the American First criticized arguments is what we're talking about right now. This is the stuff that affected the big, beautiful bill. So when you think about what's here, right, the unelected bureaucrat blocked the big, beautiful bill and tied it back to the deep state series, right? And this is exactly what we're talking about. We're going to also be talking about the deep state, right? Bureaucracy, right? Once again. Oh, my goodness, man. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing so far in this room, as we go a little further, right? Because this has to be talked about, you know what I mean? Oh, my goodness, man. So these people, ladies and gentlemen, actually, before we go in there, let me see here. What exactly is the deep state, right? It's not some type of wild conspiracy theory, at least it's not anymore. It's a network of career bureaucrats, right? We're talking about intelligent officials, right? And the agency lifers who built up a power over decades, unelected, hard to fire, right? And often more loyal to a permanent Washington machine than the voters or the president, right? They're supposed to serve. These people are so corrupt, ladies and gentlemen. They've been in power for a very long time. Does it look like these people care about America First policies? No, they care about their own, right? Making sure they have what they consider as slaves anyway. I'm talking about these unelected officials. It ain't just George Soros and stuff. It's not just Neville Singh and all these other people, Eric Kessler, Bill Gates. It's not just these people. You got a lot of them that are in Washington, right? They get along, they work along with who? The donors, the super PACs, right? and we're talking about people, the lobbyists and stuff like that, they have built themselves up to be multi-millionaires, man, for the most part of it. These people don't come to go to elections, right? They stayed through the Republican and Democrat administrations, right? But they seem to fight harder when American first policies show up. Why is that? Because the American first and Trump and MAGA is a direct threat towards what they have going on. And we're seeing it right now with all this lawfare going on. We never seen this before, right? Because Trump has exposed the whole thing. And he had to do this to slow walk it so the people can be very aware. Every time Trump put up a policy, he hit with lawsuits, this and that stuff. That's what I'm saying. We want to protect our republic of the United States of America, right? We're coming out this corporation democracy crap, mob rule stuff, right? Because it never worked towards the people. It worked against the American people. In fact, it worked against who? Of the criminals, for the criminals, and by the criminals. That's how this stuff worked. And we're seeing a lot of pushback, right? Boy, I tell you, man. So we're slow walking executive orders, leaking the press, right? And also, look at this, ruling to protect the status quo, right? Outright resisting lawful directives, right? And this is the thing. They are resisting lawful directives, right? They're saying we don't have to listen to the President Trump. We ain't trying to deal with the big, beautiful bill. We are against what the people voted for. We are the people. We are their rulers, right? And this is what they've been doing. You know, this is why, you ladies and gentlemen, this is why when these detractors and people come in here, they cannot defeat, they cannot defend. They are not good at debating. They debate with emotions and lies and trickery, right? That don't work here in this room, right? So examples hitting right home right now, right? Look at the intelligence community. We're talking about President Trump, right? Just installed who? Bill Pulte, right, as a director of the National Intelligence, right? And the firing, right, of downsizing has already started, ladies and gentlemen, right? Dozens of officials sent packing, right? We're talking about staff trimming back to home, right, agencies, because the too long parts of the ODNI, right? Boy, and also the borders, right? Intel, right? World act like they were above the elected president. That's why they had to go. Trump, remember he said this before, we don't need big bloated government. Those people that's the underlings of the government, they're going to find them another job. They're going to be okay. We don't need a whole bunch of IRS agents anyway, because that's being dismantled even as we speak. Who want to pay taxes? Who enjoy paying taxes? I don't, right? And many of you don't, right? And say the least for some other things. But yeah, so we saw the same thing when Trump's first term. We talking about crossfire hurricane. We talking about Russian collusion, right? Hoax. Talked about that many of times. We talking about anonymous leaks and bureaucrats, right? At the DOJ, FBI, dragging their feet, weaponizing investigations. Remember the old DOJ, FBI 1.0? They wasn't doing ish, ladies and gentlemen. You didn't see arrests. They wasn't trying to find those children. They wasn't trying to shut down the border. They didn't go after the cartel, right? This is the thing about it, though, ladies and gentlemen. And they sat on their hands with this corrupt DOJ 1.0 at the time. Also talking about the DOJ, FBI, right? Boy, they didn't do anything. Look at it, right? So fast forward, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? We talking about we are in a better time. No, let's go and fast forward. So we're going to fast forward, though, right? Because this is the thing, though, man. This stuff have to be talked about, ladies and gentlemen. And we're doing a great job with it, though, too. We really are. So fast forward to today. Agencies still have layers of protection that make real accountability tough. Because you guys got to understand how deep the swamp really is. They have designed this thing since 1913. They have had a long time of putting safeguards into place. So when Trump shut this system down, you're seeing others popping up. They're coming out of the swamp. They have to, because they're trying to protect what they have taken from the American people. Now that the American people have been red pilled, they see what's going on. They see the pushback. You never seen droves of people leaving the demo KKK rap communist party than ever before, right? These people saying, I don't even recognize this party no more. Here I am thinking that all this time I was voting Democrat. I was a blue collar. I thought they was for the people. They love the people. But in fact, they don't love the people. They love the outsiders, which is the illegal aliens and others, man. And they love criminality, right? This is the reason why they have been fooled, hoodwinked, bamboozled to think that they care so much. It was just an act. These are actors. And now that Trump got their behind on the run, they are poor actors now. Boy, I tell you. Then you got the regulation agencies, right? Don't leave out the EPA, the IRS, the DOJ, the Civil Rights Division, and others, right? Career staffers, right? Who slow roll delegations, right? Protecting their pet programs, right? Oh my goodness, man. We're talking about laws to push their own agendas instead, right, of the president's, right? That's what they've been doing, ladies and gentlemen. They've been pushing their own agendas. They don't give a damn about any president, let alone Trump. The way that they set it up, they took a lot of the executive power away from the president at the executive branch. So when we think about 3 levels, branches of government, actually it was a couple more. It was 5 levels totally. That the Democrats have allowed to set up. Now that Trump have gotten rid of these other legs of government, because it should be only 3, right? And you guys should know the 3 branches of government by now: executive, legislative, and judicial. These are the ones under our Constitution. We didn't vote for this. It's the 4th and 5. There's that's supposed to be, but they're unelected officials, right? Calling the shots, running the program, telling the presidents what they can do and what they can't do. You see, because outside of Trump, you had other presidents. They weren't really the ones in power. They've been told what to say, what to do. This goes back a long time, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of them ain't ish, to be really honest. Because people have been fooled to think that the presidents of old really had the power. They really did not. And when they tried to take power, pop, pop, pop. So this is exactly what ended up happening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the truth, right? And they can't stop it. They can't push back against this. Like I said, they're not great debaters at all, though. It's really sad, right? But this is what we got, and we appreciate for you not being great debaters either. President Trump have already moved to reclassify thousands of policies influencing positions so they can actually be held accountable. Ain't that a beautiful thing? For the first time, this is how the executive branch should have been working. This should have been happening since Obama. It should have been happening with Biden, Obama, Bushes, and Clinton, and all the rest of them. This is how you guys are seeing history now. This is what the executive branch was really designed to do, right? You'll never know it because you're Trump derangement syndrome and you're never Trumpers. You absolutely think that Trump is supposed to be some type of tyrant or some totalitarian authoritarian. It's not. It's not at all. The people that were doing it was the Democrats, right? There that is. The Supreme Court has recently backed presidential authority to remove certain officials because the Supreme Court, ladies and gentlemen, if anybody want to know, they are over the legal. They can tell the president, you can't do this, you can't do that, it's illegal. That was set up purposely because we don't want a person in there setting all the rules and stuff. But what the Dems are going to do when they get in, they're going to try to get in power, but they're not. But if they were in power, they already told you they're going to they're going to have more and more Supreme going to flood it. Supreme Court justices, right? And then what they're going to do, it's not going to be about law anymore. It's going to be law for them. It's okay for us, but not for other people. The job for them is to destroy the Democrat Party, to destroy this nation, bankrupt this country, and with the influx of illegals and so forth. And that's the plan that they actually have. And then they're going to go after anybody, including the president, impeach him, throw him in prison, and anybody else that was working with him. This is what the criminal, how far they won't with that willing to go, right? Oh, my goodness. So the Supreme Court have recently backed president's authority to remove certain officials, as I said before, a big win for draining the swamp, right? This is why America First It matters, right? We're talking about border security, right? We're talking about bureaucrats at DHS and state departments have historically dragged on enforcement and vetting, right? We're talking about energy independence. Trump declared it as energy independence, right? Because here it is. Under the Biden administration, right, he put a halt to fracking. No more drilling, shut down the Keystone Pipeline and all the rest of them, right? So therefore, why did he do this? Well, we already know the reason why. Because they wanted, under these low-down, dirty, commie Democrats, right, they wanted to make sure that they shut this down so America cannot produce for itself. This is why we were buying oil from other countries and the OPEC and all the rest of them, right? And Canada and so forth, right? We are energy independence. It's what Trump said. The real gold, the liquid gold, is underneath our feet. We have way more oil than all of Saudi Arabia. There's no reason for us to be enslaved to anybody. We are the producer of quality food, but what did they do? They shut down, went after these local farmers and all the rest of them, they all got the shaft. This was done purposely, ladies and gentlemen. So we can cut down the food. We can cut down the when it comes out energy and stuff. We can cut down America producing for its own people. Or we just stop the jobs here and we just go ahead and outsource them and ship them overseas. And that's and this is all under their bullshit ass policies, right? What about the government efficiency, right? The bloating agencies, the wasteful tax dollar, the stealing of our money, and the resisting to cuts, right? They didn't cut their departments. They kept growing them. This caused more bloat, more big government, and wasteful spending and theft, right? Which caused inflation to go up, right? They say don't talk about that. I always tell you where inflation come from. It don't come from anything else but overspending government, right? Election and rules. That's what I'm saying, though, in the of law. Parts of the system that seem more interested in protecting their own than ensuring fair processes, right? This is exactly what it is. This is why American First is so powerful. It's a thing that Trump ran on. It's something that people can get behind. And for you not saying that you don't like American First because you don't like Trump, this is more stupid and foolish because you live in America too. What you think? You just think that, hey, the way the old system was, do you realize how much more dependent we were on other countries like Canada, New Mexico? Can somebody say NAFTA, the most horrible when it come down to countries, right? We're talking about that exchange bull crap stuff. It was horrible, ladies and gentlemen. It was one of the worst trades, that we ever had, boy. It was horrible, ladies and gentlemen. So the deep state isn't very federal, right? And we said deep state isn't very federal employed. Most are just regular people doing their job. But the leadership layers, right, entrenched with interests at the top, have proven time and again they will resist outsiders who threaten their power. And that's why we're seeing all this pushback right now. This is a criminal, we're talking about a well-organized, more so than the mob, right? We know who controlled them too. Cartel, we know who controlled them too. Well, I want you guys to really think all these organizations exist because of them. CIA is controlled, right? FBI, DOJ, right? All of them 1.0 was controlled by who? By them, right? Who is the them? The deep state, right? This is exactly what it is. 1.0. 2.0 is a whole different thing. We got our beautiful Cash Patel that's doing a beautiful job, cracking down on corruption, you know what I'm saying? And others, though, we talking about the DOJ, the FBI, the CIA. Boy, I tell you, man, it's a beautiful thing. What's being done? Well, here it is. We're talking about President Trump and his term are moving fast, right? This term, we're talking about Schedule F styles reform to restore all will accountability, right, for policy roles, staff reductions. We're talking about disclassification pushes and putting loyal American first leaders in the key spots. And that's what we voted for, and that's what we're getting, ladies and gentlemen. The federal civilian workforce, right, is already shrinking towards the levels not seen in decades. Boy, Trump is steady shrinking the government, and I do believe at the rate that he's doing right now, we can easily reach 30%. 30% government is all we need. We don't need overreaching government telling us what we can and can't do. All this unnecessary, wasteful spending, stealing of the taxpayers' money while they enrich themselves and nobody question it, right? And nobody ever thought. That's why they always take the spotlight off of millionaires. They rather talk about billionaires. Billionaires, leave it to them, are the problem, right? As to why the country is going off track. How stupid they are. We knew that the country was going off track way before Trump, right? Way before Trump. They never fixed the bloating. They never did. All they talked about is tax cuts, right? We talk about the same old thing, jobs. They talk about this stuff as if what the people wanted. It wasn't just jobs, but it was low quality jobs, because most of the other jobs, they actually outsourced it and sent them overseas, right? America don't have to want for nothing, let alone we don't have to be dependent on no damn body. And Trump took the dependency off and became America as the independent nation once again, which is making America great again. Ain't that a beautiful thing? So I segue that into this, right? That's why I say my detractors and my they can't debate this stuff. But it's not that easy. The bureaucrats, right, know how to use rules, leaks, lawsuits, and delays to their own advantage, right? This is what they do. That's why people, right? We talking about people have kept the pressure on Congress and administration, and I'm also recommending you guys to do the same, because we got to keep pressure on this woman here. This vile woman that works for who? The deep state bureaucrats, the non-elected officials, right? How can this woman have more say-so, more control, more this, more that, man? It's the president that have this, and this is why she's going down. This whole position have to be taken out, man, and rethought, man. To my close on this, the deep state isn't invincible. It's human system. Always remember that. Oversized, unaccountability, right? And in the need of serious, reform. Real reform means making sure every agency serves the Constitution, right? The Constitution and the American voter, not itself. This is where they went wrong on the left, and some of these rhinos, when the bureaucrats or the bureaucracy fights the elected government, and the democracy itself is under threat, right? What do you think, guys? Tell me what you guys think about this, because this is what it is. I go a step further, right? We're talking about the constitutional republic is what we are under now, right? Which is of the people, for the people, and by the people. Not for the bureaucrats, not of the bureaucrats, unelected officials, or not. Of them, for them, or by them, right? That's not what the Constitution stands for. And if you are against President Trump, that makes you against the Constitution, right? This is the reason as to why the best we talking about the Declaration of Independence, the whole Constitution, right? All this stuff we have the best ruling government throughout the world. Nobody else have this, right? This is what make America so great. Don't let these bureaucrats, right? These unofficials and these other pawns, right? They push their foot soldiers out here by lying to you, telling about how bad America is. You seen the Fever Cup? People coming over here from Europe, they were crying, ladies and gentlemen, how they had to go back home. It was a sad day. They loved America so much. I heard some of them. They were saying how lucky and how blessed Americans are, because they have a country where they can say what they want to say. They can go places. They can buy stuff. They even down to the food and stuff. They never seen nothing like this. They weren't being charged to use the restroom. They had access. They even had toilet paper. You go in some of these countries, you don't even get toilet paper. You got to pay for that. See what I'm saying? We just have it so good here, ladies and gentlemen. You got toilet paper, right? You got access to a restroom, right? You got a functioning, working shower, right? That got pressure, real pressure, not this other crap, right? You are under a AC, right? Air conditioning. Boy, they said they went up there to Costco. It was a whole different world. Someone down there in Texas, you know, Texas is like a whole different world anyway. But they went in these places, man. It was like an Arctic blast. They were cool. They wasn't sitting around in no heat and had to use a fan. They wasn't. This ain't the third world. This is a first world, right? And they all found out that they've been lied to by the left, right? There's these people here, these commies that have been over here lying to the Europeans, lying to the world, right? Why you think everybody want to come over here? See, it goes against their narrative. Because if America was so bad, people should be leaving in droves. You know, why these all illegal immigrants and others want to come here? Because they don't believe that. They already know. If you are American, they consider us rich. If you are an American, you have opportunity. That's why they don't even understand the blacks. They say, man, why are they over here talking about racism when they have access to school and education? It goes against the narrative. It doesn't make any sense. You even have Africans and others, man. They say, I don't know what's wrong with them. They have access. When in my country, they don't have access. You know, you have to be rich to go to college. But they have access and they don't take advantage of it. Then we're talking about racism all the time. My brother, they can't do this and that. Or the white man is on my back sometimes. Now, you don't even hear Africans talk like that, man. And you hear the Nigerians and all, they're the most educated. They sit on a doctorate degree, 6 years, 8 years. Why can't the blacks do it, right? And I always got to bring this up because this is the narrative that they have told you. When you hear the blacks when they go to other countries, oh, you don't want to go to America, man. You get pulled over by the police. Oh, man, this no good. No, that's not a bunch of crap. You know what I'm saying? That's a bunch of bull. You know? Not saying it doesn't happen, but not how they say it. Come on now. I'm out in the streets more than any of them. I drive more than any of them, right? I'm in these neighborhoods, right? Working. Come on now, right? So you can't even push and try to show that narrative and stuff. By me and many of us, blacks and other so-called blacks and other, right? For us supporting our country and supporting our president. This is what a functioning government system supposed to work. And we going back to those good old days, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about the Constitution and the power of it and what it was intended to be for of the people, for the people, and by the people. That's exactly what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So we are fighting them. We are giving them great pushback. They're foot soldiers, Antifa, Trans-Tifa, all the rest of them, right? You know what I'm saying? You also got the, Russia hoax, cross hurricane, and so forth, cross, you know what I'm talking about. All this other crap. You got Pizzagate, Spygate, Bill Gates, right? Boy, I tell you, man, all these things that are going on, right? And as I said before, we already talked about Obama. He's not out of this yet. He's in the process of actually going down. We're talking about a military tribunal. And not just him. Hillary and all them going down. Military, right? Gitmo, right? For treason, espionage, sedition, right? This is what it is, right? Nobody making up nothing about these people. They already picked their side, right? They picked their side of criminality. And this is why we're going to see accountability, though. I keep telling them this. That's why I put the picture up on him with the silver bracelets. He ain't the only one going down. You know, these people got to be held accountable because if not, if we don't have a functioning government, we don't have a functioning country. That's just what it is. We're going to take these people down and they will be brought down, right? Exactly, right? So therefore, this is why you guys rock with me, right? Because we got unelected officials that think they are greater and better than the president in the executive branch. We only have 3 branches of government, not 4 and 5, but 3, right? Under the Constitution, right? Of the United States of America. Boy, it's a beautiful thing, though, man. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So, there it is. Talked about that. I think I covered a lot of stuff, you know, in regards to what's going on. We talked about Elizabeth McDowan, right? The parliamentarian of the United States Senate. she ran her office or her position to have greater say so than the president, right? That blocked and tried to strike down, you know what I'm saying? Talking about the big, beautiful bill and a lot of other things. It's pretty obvious who she rocks with, right? She don't care about the American people, right? This ain't no alleged, it is. This is what happened. She don't give a damn about the people, and you sure know she don't give a damn about the president, right? So therefore, she's going to go down eventually. We're going to get her up on out of there. You know what I'm saying? This nonpartisan crap stuff, we're going to get them all out of there, ladies and gentlemen, because government and the Constitution was never set up and be ran this way. It never was supposed to be ran this way. Never. Even though this position was created in 35, but look what ended up happening, though. How can an unelected official have more pull and say so, right? Don't we got like a senator minority leader on both sides, right? Mike Johnson, right? Chucky, right? Chuck the Smuck Schumer, right? I mean, I'm just saying. Why? I'm just saying, though, man, this is just crazy. She's overstepping her position. Overstepping. We're going to get her ass out of there. That's about the thing about it. She don't serve no purpose for the American people. None. Right? You got to get her out of there, man. Yep. Got to get her behind out of there. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, though, I know I said this one's going to be a short. I'm going to see who's in the room and stuff like that. Yep. All right. Let me see here because I'm going to make this one a little short here today and stuff like that. Let me see here. Oh, we got Joe Mama in the house. Not Joe Mama, but Joe Mama. Always watching. I'm going to have to get that. I'm going to have to get that as a, sound effect. Oh, man. What's up, Joe Mama? Oh, man. Those damn goalposts keep moving quickly. Black Guy 9. Move the football. Let me see here. He addressing it. He said, Joe Mama said, oh, I forgot. Think racist country elect a black man twice. I know, right? That would be Obama. Talking about a racist country. Black Guy 9 says, I wish. Let me see here. Jenny, let me see here. The Constitution was not written with minorities in mind. Minorities help write the Constitution. That's called the Democrat Party. You got to go and look up your history, you know. We're talking about the now when the Constitution was written originally, right? We're talking about 1776. This is before I'll make a correction on that. Misspoke. No, it wasn't a party at the time. It was people, right? These were people of all walks of life when they signed that paperwork. And John Hancock, he signed his signature to make sure that the King George were to see it, right? You were to put your name on there as like putting a death warrant out there, right? It was you signing your own death certificate. And many of them, the king went after these people. Some were killed and murdered, right? And others, you know what ended up happening, whatever, right? Boy, I tell you, man, But here's the thing. You know what was written in the Constitution afterwards? Let's go down there. They're called the amendments. And I want Lynn, I'm gonna call you Lynn, not Jen, but Lynn. I want Lynn to remember this, and you remember it well. The 13th Amendment was the abolishment of slavery, sir. 14th Amendment, birthright citizenship for ex-slave babies. And 15th Amendment to allow blacks to vote in our voting process along with anybody else. If you don't know anything else, look them up for yourself so that way you'll educate yourself and know better, right? And in Reconstruction period, we did so well. What was it, 1865 to 1877? I think that's about right. Go and look it up, man. Reconstruction period, where blacks were in the Constitution and everything, right? There was a lot of things that were drafted up and put in order, man, and we're voting. See, this is stuff. This is crap that the Dems lied to you. I'm talking the Constitution wasn't even written for minorities in mind, you know. But that's why we have to have amendments, sir. The amendments were put in there to make things better. So I'm addressing him. Let me see. Gen X Dial says, hey y'all, Black Guy 9, Gen X Dial. Hey, how are you? 1972. She's another one of these. Oops, let me put myself over here. This is a Gen X baby. I know Gen X when I see them. Another Gen X. I'm a Gen X baby. You know what I'm saying? All these Gen X babies. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to her as well. Let me see here. Yep, Gen X baby. Yep. Let me see here. Gen X, were you a mod or something? Because I know I took some people down. You got to let me know, Gen X baby. Were you a mod? I think. Was any of y'all know, was she a mod? Was she a moderator? You know, I forget. Joe Mama said, it sucks so bad here. Why is everyone trying to come here? Exactly, Joe Mama. If it sucks so bad, why is everybody trying to come here? It doesn't make any sense. This goes against, this to their logic, right? Boy, I tell you, man. Oh, it got people over here, everybody being in jail and in prison. The police is monitoring KKK and all this other lies. Boy, I tell you, don't even seem right. Black Guy 9 says, but for some reason, she had a funny smell. Your mom did a better job on mine. Let me see. I think that's a little conversation they have in there. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I think that's what Dork Knife, call him Dork Knife. Let me see, America. Wait, is that dark? Let me see, America First is making all these renovations to Washington, spending money, billions of dollars on missiles cuts, and let me see, not dork. I'm sorry, man. I'm trying to say it. Soap, Dork Knife, Door Knife. Okay, trying to get it right, man. I'm not trying to clown you, man. I'm trying to get that name right. Black Guy 9 says, and clean up your room. Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, man. Got a run, have fun being online. Got to run, have fun being online. What does that mean? Got to run. Oh, okay. Have fun being online. Oh, okay. Michael Stanley Vaughn 5033. I think he left out of here already. Boy, I'm missing some of the people's comments, though. Boy, talking about a knuckle sandwich. I know what that avatar is supposed to mean. That's supposed to be, what is it, always sun top, always on top. But anyway, he got a actual knuckle sandwich. Look at that. Yesterday, 2 Americans killed the Iran rocket Trump said they didn't have. Right? What difference does it make? Here's an enemy of America. That's all you need to know, knuckle sandwich. I'm going to just call you knuckle sandwich because you got an avatar up there. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. We don't hold no allegiance to Iran, and I support everything that Trump does, 100%. Okay, for being an infidel, let me see, infidel argument to blame the issues of the small group of seeing millions of whole countries. I'm just reading some of the stuff that Michael Stanley posted. Okay, it's not the country's fault. Let me see. It's a little misguided, and you guys are going through tribal systematic. I think it's a great country. You're talking about America, right? Never spoken against America, right? Let me see. I don't need to run to your mom. Don't ever speak against America. Joe Mama, let me see, Black Guy 9 says, Joe Mama, tell Tony I don't do foreigners, right? I do say, I dare you, drop some facts and I will go willingly. Let me see it, please push me. Bless your heart, you got to go. But he's not saying, that's the thing about it, man. You know, that's just embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, let them have their say. This is not an echo chamber, right? You know, because again, on the Constitution, freedom of speech, they can't even criticize America. That's why I don't know where this guy is at, but I'm just saying. You know, we uphold the Constitution, though. Where it gets a little hairy, I shouldn't say hairy, but when you start throwing out threats, acts of violence, talking about what you're going to do, all bets are off the table when it comes down to freedom of speech. You know, there's limitations to this stuff. I am not threatened by these dudes that come in my room all the time, man. He can have like we said, what the rules are. no racial stuff, no threats of violence, and no swearing and no cussing, right? Those are the rules. You know what I'm saying? Because I noticed that I've been looking over here, all the facts that we've been talking about, there's no pushback. I don't see no pushback. Where's the pushback at? Where's the debate? Just because, like I said before, the people on the left, right, what do? Only thing they do is just throw out a bunch of ignorant statements for the most part of it and think that they won't be challenged. They're not great debaters. What they like to do is ask a question or criticize. But all the stuff that we're saying here, all the stuff that I was saying, it still haven't been challenged. Because if it was, you will see it in the comments in the room. I don't see anything. I don't see anything about this woman at all, and unelected bureaucracy. I don't see anything in here. They don't have anything. We got Man USA 1 in the house. Shout out to Man USA 1. Black Guy 9, Joe Mama. You know what I'm saying? Not your mama, but Joe Mama. Yep. That's the thing about it, though, man. They're not saying anything. They never say anything. That's the whole thing. You guys, if you, like I said, Black Guy 9, you shouldn't even let this stuff even bother you, man. It don't bother me. I done took on much worse, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it. You got these people with stolen valor. You know how much I ride with the military, right? I got a lot of military that rock with your boy in all branches. Say how well of a great job I'm doing, how you support the military as well, and all the rest of this stuff, man. All forces rock with your boy, you know what I'm saying? Sure, I'm the biggest advocate for military men, veterans, and all the rest of this stuff. I'm that dude, right? But I see a couple of people in here, you know, everybody that serve in the military can't be for President Trump, you know what I'm saying? Because we know they probably may have a lot of women and estrogen pumping through their blood, obviously, right? They don't have a backbone. They don't stand up, you know, for themselves. It's just really sad. But at any event, it is what it is, though, man. And my channel is not designed for Trump derangement syndrome people, nor is it designed for never Trumpers. They come in here all the time, and I ain't been running from none of them. I've been posting when I post almost every day, right? I might have missed a day yesterday, but most part of it, I be posting my stuff, man. That's the thing about it, man. I'm not butthurt about what they say. It's just that when they start crashing out, that's when we have a problem. You know what I'm saying? You're not debating, you're crying. Oh, you talking about who is this dude here? Which one you talking? Oh, you talking about that dude, Lynn? Yeah, man. Anybody worried about him? He said, August said, "What's up, bro?" Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Agnes, yeah. I think this may be, yeah, but at any event, that don't make her, you know. I'm not for sure, but yeah, Agnes, yeah, man, I appreciate you coming back. Give a shout out. Give a shout out. I hate black liberals. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because like I said, being a black liberal, I don't know the reason for being a liberal at all. Because look how bad it is, though, right? What I'm about to bring up. Dude, I know all you guys know this, Black Guy 9, I know you know this. The Dems now, the commies, progressives, commies, they have destroyed their party. They have pushed out masculine men. The only ones that rah-rah with them is the soy boys. They tried to sell it, right? Even with Tim Waltz, balls to the ball waltz. Oh, my goodness. They try by saying he's a real man that didn't know how to operate a shotgun or a hunting gun, whatever that was, right? It was sad, right? But these are the estrogen soy boys of the Democrat Party. Matter of fact, I may just do the next live stream I may do talking about the soy boys of the Democratic Party. They're easily butthurt. They have no real agenda. Most of them are not real men. They are soy boys, sad, pathetic. Well, I'm not going to be triggered by them, what they got to say to me. You know what I'm saying? Let's go and keep it real, though, right? I'm not being triggered about what they say, you know? But this is what I was saying before. We know that liberal men are soy boys. They don't hunt. They don't know how to use no damn gun for some of them. You know what I'm saying? Look at Tampon Tim Waltz. You know what I'm saying? It's just true. You know what I'm saying? Conservative men versus liberal men. There's no competition. That's when y'all remember that one dude that was a MAGA. He was out there by himself, and he had about 5 of these liberals tried to approach him, and he dropped that one dude. That dude was asleep on his feet. He hit that ground, man. He hit the grass right on his back. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it, though, man. Right? They don't have no real men in their party, and then they actually have disenfranchised the white men that were Democrats. Man, they been left that party, man. They don't rock with that stuff. The only ones that hang around there, right, are the incels, soy boys, introvert, extreme introvert that don't even know how to relate, don't even know how to talk to women. You know them type of guys, right? Boy, I tell you though, never hunted, never shot anything, right? Never held a gun in their hand before. Never been in a real fist fight before. Stuff that men understand. Real men understand this stuff, you know? Real men understand. Now, I've been to many bars, and friends got into bar fights. They don't understand that stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? They never felt that cold steel in their hands, right? For some of them. Not all, but some of them, right? They are not real men amongst us. These are pansies and soy boys and sissies, right? I ain't never been threatened by nothing like that, right? These people, and some of you may see in the room, because I'm in agreement with you, Black Guy 9. I don't have a lot of respect for these types of men. Real men get down on the floor. You see what I'm saying? And I'm talking about being active, protecting their family, loved ones, and so forth, out here earning, making a living. That's what I mean about getting down on the floor. You know what I'm saying? And if they need to be to protect their family, they're going to be there, right? They're going to be there. They're going to resist extreme violence against their families, as they should. That's what real men do. We are providers. We are also protectors, right? We are natural leaders, right? Making sure, instilling discipline and all this other stuff. Boy, it's fun to be a conservative man. It's a whole list of stuff. And the women are hot for conservative men, right? Not no liberal woman, crazy, don't keep not even well kept, all this, you know what I'm saying, smelly. Man, real women, feminine women love being conservative, love her husband and her family and her children. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's all I'm saying, though, man. So it's like night and day, right? Night and day, you know? Boy, I tell you, man, Boy, we down to like 5 today, 18 likes. I get it. It's Saturday, too. It's all good, though, and things like that. I know it may pick up back up later on, though. It's kind of strange seeing that, I know. But it's okay, though. It's okay. It is okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I had to point that up. The liberal guys. Joe Mama says, hey, here's a heads up. Watch the beef prices at the store. They may be few weeks off sales, right? Cattle futures have been taking a beating, but the supply hasn't increased. Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause I can see with the price of oxtails, Joe Mama. Oxtails alone is expensive, man. When I go down to the Jamaican Me Crazy Man store, man. I mean, when I go to the restaurant, man, that's why I never buy them. I never buy those oxtails, man. It's too expensive. And I love them. Joe Mama says, stock up because the prices will go up in the fall. Y'all hear that? That's what Joe Mama's saying. You know, Joe Mama, you know. Yep. Let me see here. Agnes, right? Odin, Prism, Omega says 34 felons. January the 6th, Patriots. Felon, right? Let me see. Believe what we're told, right? Let me go and post that. That's what they believe. You got that right, though, Agnes. Yep. Bill Russell says, Lynn, you couldn't shine. You couldn't, couldn't even shine standing on the sun. Boy, that's something else, man. Bud Russell, ladies and gentlemen. Bud Russell, man. And a shout out to Deontay. Oh man, hold on for a minute. Deontay, yep. Shout out to him as well, man. I was on his live earlier today, man. And things. Let me go ahead and put up Deontay's page here. Just give me one moment. I like how you always put mine up. Deontay, I got you covered. Let me go and put up Deontay's page. Where's Deontay's page at? Hold on for a minute. I follow him. I was on his channel earlier today. Let me see here. I got like a lot of people I follow though too. Man, hold on for a minute. Oh, there he is. Okay, I got you. All right, there he goes. There he is. So Deontay Rants Waves, right? This is the one he did earlier today that I was in. He's talking about the SAVE Act, right? Here it is right here. Talk about the SAVE Act. Let me see here. Let me just move.
Address and they can sit you down somewhere. Well, that's crazy, man.
Oh yeah, that's is that Brian Maxwell? I follow him too, man. I like Brian Maxwell stuff.
And the mail-in ballots was really one of their last alley-oop saving graces. Now, that's being impacted.
Yep. So there that is. This is his channel, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to check out Deontay Rants Wave, man. Here it is, man. I like his thumbnails, though, too, man. Yep. So check his stuff out. Yep. And there's one more guy I want y'all to check out. There's a personal friend of mine, which is, he goes by the name of P. Banks. Yeah. He talks about more of relationship questioning, stuff like that. But here his channel is right here. I showed it yesterday. See, I always give out plugs and shout outs and stuff. So if you guys would do me a favor, Deontay Rants Waves podcast, go ahead and subscribe to him and like his stuff. And P. Banks as well too, So yeah, but he has basically a lot of knowledge and experience being divorced twice and so forth. But yeah, P. Banks, ladies and gentlemen, you can check his channel out right here. This is what you guys are seeing. I told him I'm going to give him a plug, and there it is too, So yeah, there it is. P. Banks, personal friend of mine, man, and things. Yep. Yeah, he got a birthday coming up too. We're going to be coming up very soon, man. I know we're going to do something. So ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much it today. Let me go back in the comments, man, and I'm going to shut it down early, man. Yep, shut it down early, man. But, it's all good, though, man. You guys have been great. My mod squad has been great, man. That's the thing about it, though, man. We're running like a well-oiled machine now, man. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Let me see. Look back in here. We got Lynn, says Bud Russell. I'm not concerned with getting anything intelligent your way. You run straight to insults. There's not much going on up top in the noggin with you. It look like there's a debate going on between the two there. All right, let me see here. Right. Agnes says, even though the 2000s runner labs released, being able to erase them, God, gene and the brain using the vaccine. Okay. Black Guy 9 says, beef not increasing is a vegan fantasy. Yeah, let me see here. Agnes says they don't know how actually the use of a firearm as a discipline tool. Yeah, I know, right? You're right about that, Agnes, man. Odin. Yeah, man, that's the thing about it, man. A lot of conservative men, they learn very, very young, man, how to handle a firearm. But when you get into a lot of these blue liberal things, though, it's not even talked about, let alone, you know what I'm saying? And I agree, because I grew up in the blue state. When I was little, man, my mother and them, she was scared of guns. We weren't even allowed to even handle them. But like with most liberal families, until something happens, Joe Mama says, Man USA won. Why was that user deleted? Okay, are we deleting again? Man USA won. What did he do? Man USA won. I'm just reading the comments right now. What's going on there, man? Cause I mean, everything I've been reading. What did he do to get deleted? Gotta ask the question though. Oh yeah, Tanya Zimmer. Hey, some random guy, Tony, right? Yeah, glad to see you. Hi everyone. Let me do my little special thing. Tanya Zimmer. Hi, waving to Tanya Zimmer as well. Yep. Yeah, Tanya, it's good to see you. Yeah, Tanya. She's saying hi, Black Guy 9. All right. Let me see here. Man USA 1. I just want to ask him. He said, Sister Tanya, great. Okay, Man USA 1, you need his mob revoked. Man USA 1, what's going on with you, man? Why did you block? Joe Mama saw you block someone, man. Who got blocked? What was the reason for blocking him? Come on, Man USA 1, man. What was the reason blocking this dude? I'm just curious. Man USA, brother, good to see you too. Hey, Joe Mama, what did he say? What did this dude say? Because, I can't really necessarily see the chat right now unless if I go into the chat myself. Just one moment. Because I thought we were already over who getting banned, who getting blocked, but apparently not. Let me take a look at it here. Because I know, see, the thing about it is that Joe Mama don't call out people, ladies and gentlemen, unless, you know what I'm saying, if somebody is doing something, man, or whatever. For him to say that, though, yeah, I'm going to have to go on and pull it, man. I'm going to have to pull you, man. I'm going to have to pull it. I don't want to have to, come on, Man USA 1, what is going on? I just want to know, why did the guy, all I'm asking is the question. Some random guy speak. Why is that guy, why was he blocked? That's all I'm asking, first of all. I need to know why he was blocked. Why? Hold on for a minute. I'm just asking a question. Hang on there, Tanya Zimmer. Hold on for a minute. I got to, because I don't know. You've been gone for a little bit. I got a mole, or I had some moles in here blocking people unnecessarily. So I had to clean house, and I might have removed some people that may have been good, but it's temporary. If they ask me, hey man, I used to be a mod, what happened? I just want them to know, because I'm actually looking on here right now. And actually, let me go up under my other thing and see who was blocked. Because I can do that too. I can go up under my settings or whatever. Let me see it right here. You talking about Lynn? Let me see. I'm looking at it right now. Why is that guy? Oh, so hold on for a minute. He was blocked. He must see it. Let me see here. At Bud Russell, I'm not concerned with getting any intelligence your way. You run straight to insults. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna ask you this. So, Joe Mama, is this the one with what I read about Lynn? And what he said, not much is going on in the noggin with you. Is that what you're talking about him being blocking? Or was that another thing here? Because that's probably the only one that I see. And as a mob, we got to be above this stuff. These people going to have what they're going to say, I mean, they go after me far worse than you guys as mods, I'm taking all the arrows and slings, man. Being called a coon, sellout, right? And all kind of stuff, right? So if I ain't butthurt over it, you shouldn't be butthurt over this type of stuff. This is just one guy's opinion. What does he matters? Why should I crash out? Why should I be upset? We got to look at this more objectively. It's not an echo chamber. What is it? Right? It's not an echo chamber. Guy ain't did no insults or whatever. He might have threw this out because it looked like y'all had some type of debate thing going on. Right? That's what I'm saying though, So, yeah, that's what I was asking, but I see it right here. In things. Let me see here. Yeah, Bud Russell, not blah. Was this Bud Russell? Let me see here. He made a comment to Bud Russell. Yep. That was a comment towards Bud Russell. Let me see here. I'm over here looking down right here. Had to go up under the channel itself to take a look. I mean, look into the chat here. See what see what what's the name? Let me see here. Joe Mama says, man, USA Mun needs his mob revoked. Let me see, man. Let me see, man. USA Mun kiss my entire. Okay, all right. Let me go ahead and do that here, because like I told you before, man. You know, he sees stuff, man. And like I said before, I've been rocking with Joe Mama for quite some time, man. You know what I'm saying? Hold on for one moment. Because I really have, man. And that's what I say, man. If we can't follow simple instructions, what's the point? What's the point? You know what I'm saying? Can I ask the question, though? He said nothing, just being stupid. I believe so. Well, okay, let me see it. Tony, he wasted enough time over this BS. Grow up. Okay. All right, let me see here. Let me go ahead and take care of this here real quick, because that's the thing about it, man. Oh, man. Yeah, hold on for one moment, guys. Let me take care of this here situation real quick. Because that's why I say, man, give me one moment. All right, here it is, right here. Is this? Okay, there it is. Hold on for a minute. All right. Okay. All right. Got that here. Okay. All right, it's done. All right. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, got that taken care of. Okay, so other than that, though, ladies and gentlemen, so Tanya Zimmer, welcome to the chat. When I've been talking about the deep state bureaucracy, you know, and things. So yeah, we don't want people being banned or blocked unless if they're doing something extremely, out of character and out of place. Let me see who was blocked. I can look at that too. I want Mr. Booski. He said it was all good. Mr. Booski, because I think somebody blocked Mr. Booski, but I told Mr. Booski, in fact, I'm going to make Mr. Booski an honorary moderator is what I'm going to do. If he's in the room or whatever, I'm going to do that because Mr. Booski ain't never insulted anybody. What about the people approve? Who is Pop Labs? Is this the dude, Joe Mama? Who is this dude here, Pop Labs? Prolapse. I'm sorry, Prolapse. Who is this dude? Because this person is blocked. Who is that? Prolapse? Prolapse? Yeah, Prolapse. I'm not for sure. Prolapse? But he was blocked. Anybody y'all know who Prolapse is? I'm not for sure who that is. Prolapse. Yeah, let me see it. Joe Mama says he's been spending hundreds of hours making this channel. Help him or don't mind. Yeah, just straight like that. I appreciate it, though. I appreciate that, though, Joe Mama. Yeah, anti-American foreigners got to get banned. All right. Don't know. Yeah. Okay. Some guy named Prolapse been banned for what I haven't banned anyone today. I'm not for sure who Prolapse is or whatever, but I see him on the ban list. Tanya says, you're fine. You do what you got to do. Yeah, I got to do what I got to do. Yeah, absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, got to do what I got to do and things. But let me see. He said, Joe Mama, you can kiss my entire ass. You know, this is what Man USA 1 says. I don't know. I just came in. Yeah, I know, right? You came in right in the middle because I've been addressing this. See, you don't know, Tanya, what happened. I've been dealing with this moles as my mods, you know, that's supposed to, adhere to what the host of the show, what I gave down the rules. I gave the rules down, quite simple, you know. Let me see here. But I gave down the rules and stuff because we don't want people just being banned, right? If you can't debate your point, and this is what a good debate, why are we the ones banning? Why? We hold the leverage.